make things. We use our hands, minds, and machines to build, to fix, to improve. We're known as do-it-yourselfers, home improvement fans, fix-it fanatics, inventors. At our core, though, we're all makers. So let's jump in and make something.
Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton. Welcome to the show. Warmer weather is here, and for many of us, that means it's time to begin cooling that indoor air. Chances are your central air conditioning has been idle for several months. Now is a good time to do some simple checks and basic maintenance on your system. Today, I'll demonstrate just how to do that, show you what to expect if you have a pro do an annual service, and offer some valuable troubleshooting tips if your system has problems. Then I'll introduce you to a ladder accessory that multiplies the ways you can use an ordinary extension ladder, making it more useful, versatile, and above all, safer. This and more on today's show.
There's no doubt about it. Winter's finally departed and signs of warmer weather are everywhere. Chances are your central air conditioner has been sitting idle for some time. Now, as the temperature rises, it's time to get your AC ready for the cooling season ahead. Here are a few checks and maintenance tips you can easily do yourself. Your air conditioning system has two basic components: an outdoor unit called a compressor and an indoor device typically called an evaporator or air handler. Let's start outside. The condenser needs good airflow to do its job properly. It's important to remove any leaves, twigs, or other debris that might obstruct airflow or find their way inside the unit. Clear away any soil or mulch that may have accumulated around the base of the condenser. Make sure the top of the pad beneath the unit is visible all the way around. Trim back bushes and other foliage so they're at least 2 feet from the equipment. Remove any obstructions that may be sitting nearby or leaning against the air intake fins. Check the compressor for level. If it's out by more than half a bubble, shim up the low side. Turn the air conditioner on and listen for any unusual sounds, which could indicate coming problems with the motor or compressor inside. Visually inspect exposed ductwork in the basement or attic. Reconnect and seal any open joints. Reattach any loose duct insulation. Check the amount of insulation in the attic floor and consider adding more if there's less than 6 inches.
The other major component of your air conditioning system is inside. It's called the air handler. This is the unit that actually removes heat from the indoor air, cooling your home in the process.
Regularly checking the filter in your air handler is, for sure, one of the most important maintenance tasks you can do on your own. Disposable filters like this one are simply replaced. Other filters are washable. Spray them with an air conditioner coil cleaner and rinse with a garden hose. Many modern thermostats are battery-powered. Replace batteries once a year or when the low battery indicator appears on the digital panel. While you're at it, use a soft brush to remove any dust from the thermostat air vent.
Most air conditioning experts recommend that a system be serviced once a year by a qualified and licensed professional. An AC Pro has the experience and special equipment to check out things that the average homeowner may not have access to or be aware of.
When it comes to choosing a service company, I'd recommend selecting an experienced firm that's certified to work on your brand of air conditioner. After turning off the power, the technician will usually begin by inspecting, cleaning, and tightening electrical connections and examining relay contacts for wear or pitting. He'll test the electrical circuits for continuity and proper voltage. He'll remove the top of the condenser, inspect the components inside, and, if necessary, clean the condenser coil by first spraying it with a coil cleaner then rinsing with a garden hose from the inside out. Air conditioning experts advise against trying to clean the coil yourself from the outside. Water sprayed into the fins can drive dirt further into the coil. The service specialist will measure the refrigerant or coolant level, and, if low, add more. If the coolant is extremely low, he may examine the system for possible leaks. Inside at the air handler, the technician will inspect and clean the internal components. Replace disposable filters and clean washable ones, especially those that are part of an electronic air filtering system. He'll clean the condensate drain, usually by passing a brush through the P-trap, then rinsing with clean water. And finally, he'll conduct an overall performance test by measuring the temperature of incoming air and comparing it to outgoing air that's being distributed to the house. The amount of temperature drop is a good measure of system performance.
If you ever find yourself in a position where your air conditioner is not working, there is some troubleshooting that you can do yourself.
What if your system just won't turn on? First, check your thermostat. Make sure the mode switch is set to cool rather than heat.
Now, I know this sounds obvious, but professional service technicians report that often they arrive for a home service call to find this switch in the wrong position.
Check the breaker panel. Locate the air conditioning breaker, and if it's tripped, reset it. If it trips again,
call a qualified electrician or air conditioning specialist to troubleshoot the problem.
Examine the low voltage control wire running to the outdoor condenser. It's possible for this to be severed by a string trimmer or other gardening equipment.
Sometimes the air conditioning system is running, but the air coming out of the vents is warm rather than cool. What then?
This is often caused by restricted airflow. Check the air vents to make sure they're not blocked.
A clogged or dirty air filter is probably the most common reason a central air conditioning system fails to produce cool air. In fact, there are many symptoms that can indicate a clogged air filter.
Low flow from an air vent, ice on the refrigerant lines, water in the air conditioner drip pan, and an air conditioner that struggles to meet the set temperature.
If your central air conditioning system experiences any of these, the first thing to check is your air filter. All of us want to avoid an air conditioning outage in the midst of a heat wave, when service pros are often swamped and wait times can be the longest. Avoid all that and save energy costs by getting your system ready now.
Ladder falls are no joking matter. Every year, more than 90,000 people receive emergency room treatment from ladder-related injuries. Safe ladder use, of course, depends on using proper technique, like keeping your hips between the rails and not overreaching, and avoiding trying to level a ladder with objects that might slip or fail.
But ladder safety also relies on using the right equipment. Provision Tools makes a line of ladder accessories that reduce risk while making ladder use easier and more convenient.
This is the Pivot Ladder Tool, a ladder leveler for extension ladders that sets up in seconds. Just slip it underneath to keep the ladder stable and upright on uneven or sloped ground. The leveler has no moving parts, and yet it's completely adjustable. As grade steepness increases, it adapts to the change by simply being slid further underneath the ladder. The ladder tool can be used in several other ways. It hooks over any extension ladder rung to provide a safe, stable support surface. The pivot platform, also from Provision Tools, snaps onto the ladder tool, providing a handy work surface for a roller tray or a 1-gallon or 5-gallon can. It can also hold a variety of both hand and power tools. The ladder tool and tray can even be used as a work platform, creating a standing surface that's stable and comfortable, especially when spending extended work time on a ladder. By using a pair of extension ladders with a ladder tool attached to each and a plank spanning the distance between, a stable scaffolding can be created that allows access to a wide work area. Here too, the ladder tool and platform provide a very useful surface for holding paint containers. This same accessory can also be used as a ladder standoff in situations like this where the ladder is used directly in front of a window. Extension ladders leaned directly against gutters can cause denting or bending. This tool, called the ladder helper, prevents that from happening. It features a non-slip material inside and simply hooks over the gutter edge using an extension pole. When the job is finished, the accessory is easily removed, again using the pole. This versatile system is ideal when it comes to working on interior stairwells. The ladder tool is placed on a step with these gripper fingers preventing slipping. The extension ladder is then set on top of this anti-slip grit surface. A second ladder tool is snapped onto one ladder rung, and a plank is placed on top with the opposite end resting on a step or landing. The resulting scaffold provides a stable platform that allows access to the entire stairwell.
Ladders are essential home improvement tools. Make using them as convenient and safe as possible by choosing good quality equipment and accessories like those we've just seen. For more important ladder safety information, visit onsafety.cpsc.gov/ladder. Well, today I'm headed to Eureka, California. Visit Star and Esther Killing.
This is it.
Oh, I can see the problem. I can imagine water rushing through here. And also, these banks, I guess you were telling me, get really slick, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
So we don't want to be climbing up and down those. All right. Well,
I have a pretty good idea of what kind of bridge will work best here. It'll rest on 4 concrete blocks, or piers, 2 on each side of the creek. The piers will support 2 long beams, on top of which we'll place wooden treads or planks. Finally, we'll add a railing.
why don't we start by preparing the ground here?
With shovels and hand tools, we begin leveling the ground where the piers will rest.
Great.
The soil is moist, so the digging goes quickly. Then we drop our first concrete pier into place.
Did you guys see that little torpedo level anywhere?
We check to make sure the first pier is level.
Not bad, huh?
Whoa.
Huh? For an eyeball?
Then we dig for the second pier, set it in place, and check to make sure it's level with the first.
Wow. I'd say that's close enough.
Now we cross to the other side of the creek and get ready to set the 2 remaining
Just
piers.
set that right on top of the pier, would you? And just clamp that.
To locate their position, we lay the ends of 2 12-foot planks on the piers we just installed and extend them across the creek, measuring to make sure the planks are parallel.
Okay, 34.
Once in position, the ends of the planks will dictate where to locate our second set of piers. A little more digging and leveling, and the remaining piers are ready to go.
That looks about perfect.
Okay, great.
With all 4 piers in place, we're ready to build our support beams.
Okay, let's glue this up.
The beams will be 4x6 timbers that we'll make ourselves by laminating 2 2x6s together. First, Star and I apply construction adhesive to the face of one plank, then set a second plank on top.
Okay, so we've got 2 pieces of 2x6 now that we're going to sandwich together. First with the glue. Now I want to bolt these together with galvanized bolts.
Star drills holes every 24 inches. I follow behind, injecting silicone, which will coat the holes and keep water from leaking in and rotting the board from the inside out. Now we drive in the carriage bolts. This combination of adhesive and bolts will give us a strong, stable, warp-resistant beam.
Which way we'll go? This way? Okay. Okay, time to put some galvanized washers and nuts on these carriage bolts.
We tighten the nuts until the washers just begin to compress the wood.
You have any animals on the property?
We have an occasional bear,
Bear.
and a mountain lion's been spotted up in the back hill.
All right, let's drop it down.
The piers have metal straps for attaching the beams. After clamping the beams in place, we insert a drill bit into the hole in the metal strap and bore all the way through the beam.
Okay.
A little silicone in the hole, and we can drive in our bolts, screw on the nuts, and tighten them with a socket wrench. We purchased pre-cut posts for our railing supports and clamped them temporarily in place.
You know, these pre-cut posts were a great find. Already notched on the bottom, already got chamfers on the top. I mean, this has made this installation really simple. So let's clamp this
We
on.
secure them to the beams by once again drilling clearance holes, injecting silicone, and installing carriage bolts. Now we're ready to start on the treads or surface planks of the bridge.
Esther, let's measure the width of these beams now. Start over here at this end, run the tape measure across to the outside. What are you getting there?
34.
34, okay. I want to make the treads like an inch longer on either side so they'll overhang, so 36 inches. Let's go cut some.
I give Esther a few tips on using a circular saw, and pretty soon we have all the treads we'll need.
Now we can make this bridge a bridge, make it walkable, huh?
We're careful to make sure the tread overhangs both beams equally.
On both sides there.
Then Star attaches it with rust-resistant deck screws.
Our second board here, we're going to have to notch out to fit around this post right here.
To
Take
do
our
this,
speed
I
square,
first line up my speed square with the post.
put it up against the post and bring it back just a little bit, because I don't want that actually too tight to fit there. This is a spacer. I want to put about a ½ an inch between these treads right here, and that's so that the leaves and debris won't collect on there. And then we can take our straight edge, run it right along the side of the post, back it off just a touch, and draw this line. Okay, now what we've got is this section right in here that we're going to cut out. So let's put these.
The notched out boards fit nicely into place.
Those in right there. What a team, huh? We're going to be across this bridge in no time.
After we attach the treads, it's time to coat the cut ends with wood preservative.
Well, there you go, folks. Who wants to be the first to walk across?
I do.
Okay, Esther, you go first. Brave, too. I'll come right behind you. Feels pretty good, huh?
Now that we've tested the bridge, it's time to install the handrails.
Okay, Esther, over the top.
Earlier, I drew a line on the post marking the height of the handrail. We use a clamp to hold the handrail in place and secure it with rust-resistant screws.
This really is the last time you have to go into the gully, Esther.
With the last plank in place and the last screw driven, it's time to enjoy the fruits of our labor.
What a great way to cross this creek, and what a perfect spot to watch the sunset. Nice job, guys.
Boy, I can hardly wait to show my neighbors.
To view today's projects again and countless more, go to HouseCallsDIY.com. Step-by-step home improvement tips when you need them.
I'm Brian Kelsey. Welcome to House Calls.
Join us as we tackle some great home projects, as well as look back at favorites from Ron Hazelton on House Calls.